Hello, Matthias Philippe here, hypnotherapist and coach. And I'm wondering, would that be of interest if you could respond in a better way to what happens in your life? I'm pretty sure it would. So it's exactly what we'll do today. And we'll start exploring the Serenity Prayer because it will allow us to do just that, respond better in our life. It's a model of Stoic wisdom and we'll use it as such. So stay with me, no matter what your faith is, because this is really for everyone, believers and non-believers. It can indeed be addressed to your God, to the universe, or to yourself. So I'll leave this part up to you. The prayer reads as follows. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Nice, isn't it? Just before we start, let me discuss a bit about Stoicism. So yes, it's a philosophy, and yet it's still very practical. And in a nutshell, it's very much about being present, zooming back from events, and having the most useful response possible to them. In a moment, we'll explore hypnotically how we can have more serenity in our lives, how we can have more clarity about what is happening around us, and how we can allow what we cannot change to happen. In a later session, we'll see how we can take more meaningful action to create positive changes once we accepted what is. Because accepting what is, it's all there is. And as you probably already know, we can't change what happens around us, but we can truly change how we respond to it. And it's the reason why. That's what we'll focus on. Lastly, I'd like to illustrate how this first part of the Serenity Prayer fits perfectly in the Stoic philosophy. For that, I'll use a quote from Epictetus, a renowned Stoic, who once said, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well." Pretty cool, in my opinion. There is real power for those who follow these principles. Basically, have a plan, adapt it to what you get, and keep moving forward. And when you think about this, it's the mindset used by most successful people, whether they do it consciously or unconsciously. So we're ready, and we'll start then. Make sure you're comfortable and you won't be disturbed. And also make sure that you're not driving, operating heavy machinery, or doing anything else that requires your concentration. In a moment, I will give you simple instructions. And to go in hypnosis, all you need to do is to follow my instructions the best you possibly can, and as you will do what I tell you to do, you will go into a gentle and relaxing trance. It's easy, is it not? So in a moment, I will ask you to take a deep breath and to close your eyes. And when you do, I want you to allow your body to relax. Now, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and breathe out as slowly as you can. That's right. Allow your body to fully relax as you gently breathe. Allow this relaxation to spread from where it started throughout your whole body. Let's do it again. Breathe deeply in and out slowly as you deepen this relaxation. One last time. Take a deep breath in and hold it and breathe out ever so slowly to relax even more. And now I want you to raise one hand with your palm facing you and your fingers open. That's it. Focus on that hand facing you in front of you. And as you do, I want you to focus on the space between your fingers. That's right. And as you focus on that hand and on the space between the fingers, I wonder if you noticed how much calmer your breathing is already. And I invite you to take another deep breath, because the more you focus on that space, the more you can easily relax even deeper now. And the interesting thing with fingers is that the more you focus on them, the more they want to get close. And as they do get closer, you may notice that end. And as you focus on the space between that hand and your face, allow your mind to relax even more. That's right. And some people find that hand starts to feel heavy, while some others find that it's attracted by your face. And I'm curious, which is it for you? Could even be both, couldn't it? That's right. Allow what's happening to simply happen. In a way, you're being stoic already as you go deeper in hypnosis. Are you not? And the more that hands move, the more you relax. And the more you relax, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the more that hand moves. And in a moment, you will allow that hand to fall. And when it does, simply allow yourself to drift even deeper. Now, that's right. Allow it to fall all the way down. And now, I want you to imagine a blackboard right in front of you. And on this board, in a moment, you'll write numbers. And every time you'll erase a number, you will relax twice as deep, twice as nice. Now, write number 9 and erase it as you go twice deeper. And write number 8 and erase it, allowing you to let go inward even further. As you write number 7, erase it and drift, lulled by the sound of my voice, going deeper and deeper. And number 6 on the board, ready to Erase it now and go all the way down to number 5 and erase, going deeper. Number 4 and erase it as you relax even more. Number 3, erase it and let it all go. Now number 2, erase all the way down, and number 1, erase it as you completely relax all the way now. And as I snap, let the board go and drift even deeper all the way. So today we'll discuss acceptance, and for this we'll explore the notions of expectations and resistance. Let's start with expectations, shall we? They're kind of funny, because we all have them, but we generally don't know that we do. Once adults, we tend to have expectations for most situations in our lives. For most of them, we have a more or less vague idea of how things should unfold. For example, if you go to the coffee shop, you expect to make your order, wait a bit, and have it ready soon after. Then you enjoy it. The first sip being the best one, all the smell and the flavor coming to your nose and mouth, waking up your system, getting you ready for the next sip and the next, enjoying every bit of taste and the moments in between, savoring them fully. We all experience something similar, and it feels so good. But when it does not work that way, for example when it's out of stock, or when anything else prevents us from having it, it's disappointing, is it not? We may even feel anger, perhaps. And when we think about it, doesn't this reaction come from our original expectation? Would we be that disappointed if we had not expected anything? Wouldn't we enjoy more the replacement if we stop wanting what we can't have? And now, for a moment, I want you to go back and find a time in your life in which your expectations weren't met and you reacted in a way that was, let's say, less than useful. Take a moment now and find it. And when you have it, ask yourself these questions. What were your expectations? How differently could you have reacted with less expectations? And how could you have responded in the best possible way? Would have been better, wouldn't it? And I want you to remember that next time, if a similar situation arises, you have choice, always, in how you can accept what is and how well you respond to it. And as it happens, you can always ask yourself these questions. Am I responding in a useful way? Or am I making the situation better or worse? Or what else could I be doing instead? Make these questions part of your habitual thinking, and you will quickly notice how much easier life is for you. It makes me think about the Philippines, where I currently live. Life is very different from Western here, and it's tough for foreigners to get used to it. It leads to a lot of venting among us. And when I say a lot, I really mean a lot. Things like, this is bad quality, this is not well organized, if only they did it that way. They just don't make any sense. You see what I mean? This sort of venting. And I'm still finding myself venting also, now and then. But I'm very happy that, more often than not, I have the clarity to catch myself and be able to accept what is. It's so much more effortless to accept than to resist. And indeed, let's talk about resistance. That's a bit like the first day of class in kindergarten. There is always at least one kid that does not want to let their parents go. And they cry, and they shout, and they punch. And when their parents, after having reassuring them many times, eventually leave, it gets worse, and it seems that it will never end, and the whole day of class will be like that, punching and shouting. And yet, most of the time, when the parents come back and pick them up later on that day, they usually find the kids playing and laughing. What happened? Had the kid been grounded until they understand? Did the teacher do some magic? Or did the child just stop resisting? They are there, in the class. They may as well play with the other kids, right? So they just did that. We can choose how long we resist, and we'll eventually reach the conclusion that the less we resist, the happier we are. So I'm curious. How much longer will you choose to resist what is? How much longer will you delay your happiness? How much better will you feel if you chose to resist the need to resist? And it reminds me of a story about a man who made a retreat in a monastery, and toward the end, as he already felt better, he asked the head monk, "How do you find peace?" And the head monk pauses for a moment. He smiles, and he eventually simply replies, "I say yes." After a silence, the man, confused, asks again, "You say yes? To who?" And the monk, still smiling, answers, "To everything that happens, I say yes." And I wonder, how would it feel for you if you decided to say yes to what's happening in your life? How better would you feel? And now, squeeze your fist. Squeeze that fist so tight as you can. Feel all your strength, all your might in that fist. And hold it, tighten it even more. Feel how strong you are, and hold it longer. And as you do, I wonder, how much longer can you hold? And as you keep it tight, I'm curious, how do you feel? And now, let it go, and you feel better, do you not? This is what resistance does to our body and to our mind when we cling to it. So allow me to ask you again, how would life feel for you if you decide to say yes to life more often, more deeply? Keep this in mind as we're about to drift back, and in a moment I will count from 1 to 9, and every count I take will gently bring you back in the here and now, bringing with you the answers to these questions and this wisdom perhaps. 1. Feeling positive and happy. 2. Starting to notice all the ways in which you can begin to accept more. 3. feeling good for no reason. 4. Bringing this knowledge with you and it will keep growing. 5. A pleasant feeling of calm and peace, spreading throughout your whole body. 6. More energized, as needed, just as needed till the end of the day. 7. Gently coming back in the room, already more stoic than you were a few moments ago. 8. Starting to move gently, feeling good. And 9. Back in the here and now. Open your eyes. Hi. So before we leave, remember to be in the moment and always keep your intention in mind. Then you will go for the most useful response in any situation. I hope you enjoy. So listen to this recording for 21 days for best results. And as usual, subscribe and like for more hypnosis videos like this one, and contact me here on Facebook or on matthiasphilip.com for a free call, mainly if you need a gentle push in moving forward in your life. I'll be happy to give you exactly that. See you soon for the second part about change, courage and wisdom. Bye for now.